EIT Food Innovation Prizes Competition 2020. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Łukasz Cioch, and I'll be your host. For those of you who haven't had a chance to watch any of our country finals yet, and this happens to be the last one, just to give you some background, it's one of the largest agri-food startup competitions in Southern and Eastern Europe. We award prizes to entrepreneurs and early-stage startups developing innovative products and services with potential to transform the food systems as we know them. This month, we are running online finals in 17 countries, as I said, in Southern and Eastern Europe, and we are awarding prizes to the most innovative and ambitious agri-food startups. I hope you will enjoy watching this year's 17th country final, the very last one in a series. And today we are in Bulgaria. Now, the word that has dominated the last few months in the news broadcast worldwide is coronavirus. Frankly, we have all had more than enough of it already. It has impacted the food systems, economies, a great variety of services, both nationwide and internationally. It is believed to have started at a food market in China. It has since impacted just about everything it could have impacted, such as industries, businesses, and institutions all over the world. But because it's the last country final today, also, I'll do my best to along with our speakers and hub representatives, focus on the positive things. We've already witnessed some of those with respect to the food industry, and we have seen people taking a more active interest in cooking more, making more careful choices about their supplies and what they buy and how they buy it and whom they support, and how attentive they are to details, shopping more locally, supporting local restaurants and food producers. So it looks like it's a very important wake-up call, but as humanity have seen many of those wake-up calls, and many of them have been wasted. So this one as well is a very easy one to waste. This is why the world needs bright, fast-paced, flexible, smart startups to make a difference. The startups you will see pitching today dedicate themselves day in, day out to bringing about that positive change. And given that 2020 has not exactly been an easy year for anyone, including startups and large businesses, EIT Food also decided to move its Innovation Prizes competition to the summer season so that startups pitching today and during the other country finals have access to funds as and when they need it most. Today, in the Bulgarian final, we'll watch 8 ambitious early-stage agri-food startups competing. And to kick off today's country final, we'd like to welcome to our virtual stage the representative of EIT Food Hub in Bulgaria, Svetlana Boyanova, chairperson at the Institute for Agro Strategies and Innovation. Institute for Agro Strategies and Innovation is one of the organizers of this final. And Svetlana will tell us more about the organization, how they cooperate with EIT Food. Hello there, Svetlana. After a lengthy introduction, how are you today?
Yes, I'm perfect, especially because we have this final. I'm very proud. I'm very happy, as you see from my smile. Really, we reach this EIT Food Innovation Prizes final because of EIT Food, which I want to say here that I thanks to them very much, to the whole team, especially Julia Bodnar. And actually, what can I say? Like, first thing, even the last final for us is the first time we are doing such final. And I'm really happy and I'm really proud that we have these 8 startups. All of them are very good, very best. I want to encourage them to relax and to give the best of themselves. And also I would like to thank to the audience, because the audience is very important for this kind of finals. This is, let's say, the pulse of every event. I see a huge interest and I'm very happy to share this event with them. Thank you to you, Łukasz, because I saw all your previous finals. You are really very best moderator. So thank you very much. You will make this event also very nice, pleasant time for us this afternoon on Friday. So that's a really important event, and I hope it will be like wake-up call, as you said, for our agro-food ecosystem in Bulgaria. We have a lot of work to do, and this is very good starting point with our startups today.
Svetlana, first of all, thank you for your very kind words. Secondly, as you mentioned, it's the first time you're participating in the EIT Food Country Final, and you're the last in a series, which gives you an advantage, doesn't it? Because you have watched all of those predecessors, so your competitors could have, your competing startups could have prepared really, really well, and they already know what questions to expect. They can feel relaxed. We will both help them feel relaxed when the time comes for the 5-minute Q&A, right?
Right.
Yeah, but tell me, can you think of one positive aspect of this entire experience, traumatic experience of the past few months, lockdowns, uncertainty? Can you think of one? Because today only I read an article on Wired which mentioned that the seismic noise on the planet, believe it or not, but there is a parameter like that, the seismic noise on the planet has dropped by half over the past few months because we just happen to make so much less noise across the planet. So the sort of butterfly effect of noise across the planet. So can you think of one positive aspect of this entire situation?
Personally, I think because I'm a very long time in this sector, agro-food sector in Bulgaria, and I really believe
You
this
cannot
time.
possibly be there for a very long time because well,
Yes. I think it gives us some time to rethink our to prioritize everything, and then to prioritize our let's say in Bulgaria in agro-food sector, starting from the farmers, then the processing industry, then the retailers, then the consumers. All of them, I believe, now they are thinking differently on the way how we should produce the food. Not only to have enough, but also to have a quality food. And this food production should be not on the base of the harming the environment, what you said. So I believe it is not when we will do the things, and it is the way that we should say how we are going to do all this stuff. It will be difficult, it will be maybe long, but I think it will worth it. So I believe corona give us this chance to restart the system in Bulgaria.
that's the food industry. How about everything else, like work-life balance? Do you think the situation of the past few months has affected the way we feel? I mean, the frantic pace of just about everything we do, whether it's, even attending events and conferences. We used to attend so many of them. We used to travel to so many places. And is it necessarily a bad thing if it slows down a little?
Depends on the person. For me, it is a bad thing. I prefer to be in very, I'm very social person, and I really prefer to be not online but offline for the meetings because I'm very good in convincing when I am not online. You see, you can express with your body language as well. But anyway, if it is for the short time period, it's fine. The question is how long it will continue, because this could lead also for some, let's say, depressions for people. Social distance, which is necessary, physical social distance, can lead to another distance which is not so good, because in fact people, we are social. Social.
We definitely are herd animals, yes. Svetlana,
Yeah.
thank you very much. It's great to have you with us. I'm really impressed that you spent so much time watching other country finals, and we both wish great luck to your competitors during the last country final today in Bulgaria.
Thank you. I
It's
cross
great
my
to have you
fingers
with
for
us,
all of
Svetlana.
Thank you.
And one last thing, do you have your favorites? I mean, your top three?
Not really. not really. They're like, I feel myself like a mother for all of them because I
All
really
right.
want them to. But really, I want to be very proud when our winner wins the others from the rest of the countries.
Well, that would be impressive. That would be your first country final and winning the European final. Let's see if the last position on the list gives you the luck you need. In the meantime, let's
Thank you.
enjoy the final. Thank you, Svetlana. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Svetlana Boyanova, chairperson at the Institute for Agro Strategies and Innovation. And now we go to Julia Bodnar of EIT Food. Hello, Julia.
Hi, Lucas. Hello. Can you hear me well?
It's a bit of a sentimental journey for us. 17 finals, 17 rehearsals, teams of people swarming and working really hard to make sure everything that is happening backstage, and trust me, there is a lot of adrenaline backstage because it's really difficult to coordinate all these things. So how are you feeling now? I come tomorrow, Saturday morning, and you don't know what to do with your life or what?
Saturday morning, I'm starting my vacation after 17 finals, so I will very well know what to do with my life. But
you will know very well what to do with your life.
yeah,
Yes.
on a serious note, I've immensely enjoyed all of the finals. Again, because of pandemics, we have to do them online, but we managed to gather all the startups and we managed to give away the prizes rather sooner in the year than later, because we hope that by doing so, we will actually help them, maintain during such a hard time for all of us.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Give us all the background, Julia.
Yes, thank you so much, Lukas, for welcoming me. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Julia Bodnar, and I'm very happy to be here in our last online final in Bulgaria to tell you a couple of words about EIT Food, not to take too much attention from the startups, but I believe it will be very useful for those of you, especially who have never heard about us. So EIT Food, our mission, very simply put, is to transform Europe's food system, make it more sustainable, trusted, and healthier, both for people and for our environment. We really do a lot of activities at EIT Food. It's actually quite hard to pinpoint who we are, with one word, but essentially you can think of us as a network of key players in the food system. We're working with big food companies, Nestle, PepsiCo, Maspex, Valio, VTT, just to name the few. Leading universities, University of Cambridge, Technion, University of Helsinki, Warsaw, research organizations, startups, scale-ups, to bring about a transformation in the food system. As Łukasz mentioned, we really need this transformation as soon as possible. With the climate change, with the pandemics, we see so many flaws in the food system. Plus, we still keep wasting a third of the food that we produce. The obesity is on the rise, while at the same time, in other parts of the world, we have people suffering from malnutrition. So you really don't have to look far for so many problems in the food system. And at EIT Food, we really believe that startups can be a key part of this transformation. So while we do many activities in education, public engagement, and innovation, entrepreneurship is one of the key areas that we focus on. So we try to help startups at any stage of their development. Whether you've got an idea, a young business, or a more mature company, we've got different programs to help you grow. The Innovation Prizes is one such an example of a program. As our host already mentioned, this competition is organized in 17 countries in Southern and Eastern Europe. In each country, we shortlisted 8 startups to compete for 3 main cash prizes, 5,000 euros, 3,000 euros, and 1,000 euro. And there will also be an additional audience prize of 2,000 euros. So dear audience members, the ones who are watching us on YouTube, after all the pitches are done, please be ready to give your vote to your favorite startup. To mention just a couple of other programs that might be interesting for agri-food entrepreneurs. For the early stage startups and entrepreneurs, we also have a program called Seedbed. In this program, we give the money, the skills, the contacts for startups to go out and validate their business model. We really push startups to talk to their potential customers, talk to at least 100 of them, and use this feedback to strengthen their value proposition, to figure out the market, and to plan their next steps. For the medium stage companies, we have a program called Food Accelerator Network, FAN in short. And this program is for ambitious entrepreneurs who've got some traction on the market, but are looking to develop new skills, get access to investors, media, work and learn from our mentors, and of course, partners in our network. This program has been called a mini MBA, and it really is a fantastic opportunity for any agri-food startups out there. And finally, we've got a program called Rising Food Stars. This is our network of 50 plus high impact scale-ups, so more mature companies, who are looking to expand to different markets and scale up further. These scale-ups are getting partnered up with some of the biggest food companies in the world, our partners basically, and they are doing innovation projects together. So as I mentioned before, we've got loads and loads of different projects and opportunities. It's hard to mention all of them. I've just shown you a couple. And you're very welcome to get in touch with us directly if you're not sure which opportunity to use. Please find me and my colleagues. Our contact details are on the website, on LinkedIn. Our job essentially is to help as many innovative food entrepreneurs as possible. So if that's you, please do not hesitate to reach out. And on this note, I'd like to thank you for your attention, for the audience, for joining our final, to all the startups participating today, to our wonderful jury who has a very difficult task to do, and of course, wish good luck to all the startups who will be competing in a minute. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was Julia Bodnar from EIT Food starting her holiday tomorrow. I mean, how jealous could I possibly be? Ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 startups today competing for the country final prizes. First prize is €5,000, second prize is €3,000, third prize is €1,000. These prizes will go to the teams who, in our jury's opinion, have the most impactful and important transformative solutions to offer. Moreover, the winner of the first prize will be invited to the grand final in autumn, where the finalists from all 17 countries will compete for prizes up to €25,000. And apart from that, all prize winners will also have access to top quality training just before the grand final. Last but not least, as has already been mentioned, we are awarding the audience prize today, and I don't have to repeat that too often, I hope. I'm sure many of you are already watching on EIT Food on YouTube. The audience of this event is at the very heart of this event itself. During the jury deliberations and our keynote speech, our audience will have the precious 5 minutes to cast their vote for the startup that they believe to be absolutely their favorite. And this startup will also win €2,000. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our today's jury. We have Milen Ivanov, CEO Angels Club, Rossi Mitova, Farm Hopping. We have Velička Gočeva, University of Food Technologies, Plovdiv. Hello there. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
Hi. Perfect.
We are great and we are hungry to hear things about food.
Wonderful. And before that happens, let me ask you, because you will be asking all those nasty, tough, unexpected questions to all of the company founders, startup founders. So let me start with a nasty question for you, which is already a tradition at those country finals. Everyone would hope that a jury in a competition like that delivers a fair judgment at the end of the day. The very best of the best out of the 8 competitors we have. So the blunt question here is, what makes you qualified to ensure a fair judgment at the end of the day? In other words, tell us something about your experience. Can we start with you, Milen?
Okay, I've been an entrepreneur almost all my professional life, but in the last 7 years, I'm involved into coaching, mentoring, incubating, and investing in startups. I'm a director in Founders Institute, a pre-seed accelerator, where we've incubated a number of food startups. And then I am a founder and manager of the largest angel network in Bulgaria, CEO Angels Club.
Thank you. It's great to have you with us, Milen. Velička, can we go to you now?
I'm a university professor. I teach biotechnology and food technologies, food safety, food authenticity, etc. What makes me qualified is that I do evaluate projects all the time. Every year I am part of the evaluators for our Ministry of Education and Science. So we basically go through all the projects in different fields that are submitted for funding from our ministry. And also I work with the ISECI Food Association. It is an international organization which is based in Europe. So we also do different competitions for scientists, for young entrepreneurs. And we also deal with many projects in this
Velichka, I need to stop you right there, because otherwise our competitors will be so scared of questions coming from you that they will not call in when the time comes. So that's more than enough, I'm sure. Thank you very much. We're really happy to have you. You say you assess projects all the time, and certainly it never gets boring. So what's the most exciting aspect of that job, an evaluator, professional project evaluator? Just one, give me one.
A bright idea, which is worth the funding.
That's what it should be all about. Thank you, Velichka. Rossi, can we go to you?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Rossi, and I'm the ex-CEO and co-founder of farmhopping.com, which is one of the first online marketplaces connecting small farms with end customers on a global scale. We were the first and only Bulgarian startup accepted in Seedcamp, which is the #1 European accelerator. Had more than 1 million of funding, growing 100% year over year, and had more than 250 farms before we sold 6 months ago. So I feel like I have a very good perspective from an investment viewpoint, that I've been grilled by thousands of investors. I have a farmer's viewpoint and I have the customer viewpoint. And now I'm helping startups on their startup journey as a startup coach.
Wonderful to have you with us, Rossi. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you to begin with for finding the time to participate in our competition. And without further ado, it's time for our first competitor. Ladies and gentlemen, our first competitor is Atlas Agro Science. Innovations in waste management and agriculture through circular economy.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexandra and I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager of Atlas Agro Science. We are a startup producing multi-component liquid fertilizers based on waste products coming from water treatment facilities. The efforts of the company are focused on decreasing costs for both wastewater facilities and agriculture sector. Water plants are facing difficulties in managing and storing sludge, which would cost them quite a big portion of their budget. And agriculture, on the other hand, fights with inefficiency of products and increased costs for crop treatment. By using sludge as main component, Atlas is the only company to have waste-based products. By using the waste from water plants, we are able to save them more than 20% in operational costs alone. Using the waste as main ingredient in our liquid biostimulant and applying it into the agriculture sector, we also decrease costs for them with more than 50% and increase their production up to 10%, affecting product efficiency and stimulating healthier and safer food production. Due to the nature of our product, we are guaranteeing 100% safety for usage on products which are bio-labeled. As shown, the size of the market is significant. We have identified the volume of the sales of liquid fertilizers to account $2.5 billion worldwide, with growing potential to $3.1 billion by 2025. In the past couple of years, we are seeing steady and continuous growth of the demand of fertilizers both domestically and internationally, which leaves us optimistic about our presence and on-time market penetration. Our goal is to start distribution in European Union and slowly grow to worldwide presence in 5 to 7 years. In order to be as accurate as possible with our conclusions, we have collected data based on our own tests and research with the most popular and best-selling products on the market. These products are developed by Yara and Lebosol, which altogether own approximately 60% of the market. Even though tested products showed similar characteristics, Atlas proved to be not only more effective and affordable, but is the only product that allows for crops to develop their full genetic potential. According to Eurostat, the size of land for agriculture production in European Union alone accounts to 173 million hectares. We aim to be able to cover with Atlas products 3.78% of that land, leading to forecasted turnover for the next 3 years to 53.6 million euros. Our product is moderately priced with potential to increase pricing with 15 to 70% once we gain momentum and become more recognizable on the market. The current calculations leaves us with 35% gross margin on wholesale price. We apply B2B model with future potential of B2C approach via our website or direct sale to brick and mortar channels, including multi-chain, home stores, flower shops, agro, pharmacies, and nursery gardens. So far, we have developed small-size production for testing and improvement purposes, with capacity of 1,000 liters per month. With this production, we are able to supply samples to potential distributors and partners. With our system being modular, we are quite flexible on volume increase and plant extension. We also took steps towards intellectual property protection with patent application. We are proud to be a winner at EIT Climate Kit Accelerator, which is one more proof our product has great potential and recognition. In order to be consistent, we have executed a strict plan for development for the next 6 months, with main focus on contracts with sales partners and production line extension. In this regard, all that would not have been possible without the efforts, work, and dedication of our entire team, which consists of 5 professionals coming from different backgrounds, leading to diversified but very coherent team. Atlas has been developed with prime focus on the European Green Deal. Unlike rival products, Atlas is able to contribute towards more sustainable and healthier food production with great care for the environment and the people. By incorporating circular economy, we are able to become not only more resource efficient, but also at the same time cost efficient. By winning the EIT Food Prize Program, we'll be able to expand into larger production capacities, launch up-to-date, interactive, and informative web page, and develop marketing materials for advertising and market penetration purposes. But moreover, we'll be able to benefit from networking, exposure, and visibility through the program's ecosystem. Thank you very much for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Atlas Agro Science, our first competitor of the day. We have Alexandra Velkova joining us live now. Hello there, Alexandra. Hi, can you hear me? Unmute, please. We can't hear you, Alexandra.
I'm so sorry. Hello, everyone.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Don't worry, relax. You're the first, so we might give you a bit of extra time.
Yeah.
Don't worry. All right, relax, breathe.
Perfect.
How does it feel to be the first one today?
Well, on one hand, it's good because I wouldn't know what my mistakes would be. But then on the other hand, I'm really nervous.
Don't be. Just make sure you keep that smile, and I'll hand over to the jury now. 5 minutes. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I've got the first question for you, Alexandra. Hello. We have seen attempts of using this sludge.
I'm listening.
We have seen attempts of using this sludge as fertilizer directly in the fields so far, and there were a lot of problems with it, including biological safety. So how do you guarantee with your processing technology that the product is safe? In terms of pathogens, biological
thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for your questions. We have conducted quite a lot, quite a big number of tests regarding that matter, and we already concluded not only in our own laboratory but also through a third-party laboratory that our product is completely safe for usage on almost any crop, and it does not have any bad effect on the food chain system.
Next question.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rosie. My question for you is, how much total funding do you need to get into production and to launch it on the market?
Thank you for your question as well. As it's been already mentioned, we have a prototype production line right now, which is able to deliver a sample quantity of our product, which we distribute among farmers for a feedback and real life field tests. We would need approximately 50,000 euros to upgrade to our full potential of full capacity line for future production.
Dylan?
I have a question about scalability. How do you plan to make this project scalable? I mean, how can you grow in other countries, for example? Let's say that once you have a solution on the market, how are you going to reach other customers? So it's a mixture between, the question is a mixture between go-to-market strategy and scalability.
Okay, thank you as well to you. We have developed a B2B system right now, so we'll be working with dealers and distributors locally and internationally on one hand, and also on the other, as our product is also able to be sold as a DIY product for home purposes on people who would farm their own small farms at home. We are also thinking of scaling to a multi-chain home stores, which it will be a direct contact with them, especially with big chains like Hobby in Germany and so on. So this is one option, and also as I mentioned, working with dealers and distributors is our main focus at this point.
Now, what is the projected end price at the moment? I mean, and what is the gross margin you're going to make on this product? I mean, how much is going to cost? Because you said you're going to be selling it through the DIY store, so give us an idea about that. I mean, how much is going to cost, and what is the gross margin?
Yes, currently our calculations are based on €1 and 30 cents per decker of price, because in our industry, as you know, we calculate per decker, not per liter or milliliter. So this price is a final end consumer price, and our wholesale price is 0.83 cents, which gives us 35% margin on the wholesale price, which means that if we sell to dealers, wholesalers, or big distributors, we will be able to make 35% margin. But if we do sell directly to final consumers, we will be able to make more than double the cost of our product.
Can I jump in with a quick question about your team, if we have time? Like, can you tell us why your team is the right team to execute?
As mentioned in the presentation, our team currently consists of 5 really good professionals. One member of the team is an economist and financial guru, our financial. I myself am the marketing and sales person, with my whole professional life being in the sales. And 2 of the team members are our product developers. They're scientists, and we do have 1 member who is our quality control manager. So with this diversified team, we believe that we make the right mixture of people who will be able to deliver not only a good product, but also find the right market for our product.
Thank you very much, Alexandra. We need to stop here. As promised, I gave you just a little bit more time because you're the first speaker of the day. And it wasn't so scary, was it?
Not at all. However, I gained confidence at the end, so I hope
Good.
it wouldn't cost us much.
Good luck in today's competition, Alexandra, and best of luck with your project.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Atlas Agro Science with Alexandra Velkova, and now we shall proceed to the second competitor of the day, Zero Wave, manufacturing a biodegradable tableware.
Dare to imagine eating your plate and fork after finishing your lunch. With our plates and cutlery, you can do this. We are Zero Wave, a company that produces 100% biodegradable tableware. Our team is passionate about the zero waste philosophy and beers. One night while drinking beers, we started wondering what is happening with all the mold, also known as brewery spent grain, the byproduct that comes after the production of beer. In a short research, we found out that only in Bulgaria, brewers produce more than 240 tons of brewery spent grain per day, and more than 90% of this amount goes to the landfills and is treated as a waste. In comparison, 500,000 plastic plates are used per year only in Bulgaria. And please remember those numbers as I will refer to them later. But to go back to the brewery spent grain, we've sent it in a laboratory and we found out that it is edible. By that time, we were opening the first zero waste restaurant in Bulgaria. And there we started baking crackers made of mold. Soon after that, the European Union ban on disposable plastic was announced. And that was the moment when we as a team saw the connection between the mold and the disposable plastic and decided to turn something considered waste into a valuable resource and change the way restaurants, caterings, and the whole food industry works by offering them the best eco alternative to disposable plastic. We are eliminating the usage of those 500,000 plastic plates by offering 100% biodegradable plates, boxes, and cutlery. Unlike other products on the market, our plates and cutlery need no washing, neither special storage, are light and long-lasting, can be composted or eaten, and the best part, can be thrown together with the general waste without harming our nature. All this based on the tests that we've made during the last 6 months. In addition, during the customer discovery, we've tested plenty of hypotheses, and one of them identified another great advantage of our plates, and this is the single usage. Because of COVID-19, more than 80% of the potential customers that we interviewed claimed that they would feel more safer and more comfortable if they use single-use plates. On the slide, you can see how huge the global market on disposable tableware is, and this is where our focus is going to be for the next 5 years. For the upcoming 6 months, our focus is going to be on the Bulgarian market because this is the market that we know, we're experienced in it, and we know the customers. The main focus of our business model is B2B. This includes the direct sales to food industry businesses. And you know it, we know it, food industry businesses are a lot out there. Again, thanks to the Customer Discovery Action Plan, we've identified who our main customers are. These are restaurants and food truck chains. Here we've also included the brewer's waste recycling, a completely new approach. We're planning to offer the recycling of the mold as a service to the brewers. And I am happy to announce that recently we've signed a contract with one brewery company that is going to pay for this service. The team behind the Zero Wave company is very strong. As you can see on the slide, each of us is experienced in a different field, and this is what makes us the perfect team. A great advantage that we have is that one of us is a successful entrepreneur, the founder of the first Zero Waste restaurant in Bulgaria, and 3 of us are among the founders of the Zero Waste Bulgaria NGO, a completely new channel through which we are going to bring awareness about the problem with disposable plastic and find new customers, of course. Since the launching of the company, we've achieved a lot. In the last 1 year, we've won 10,000 euros from a Bulgarian accelerator. We now have test technology and a great prototype. We signed contract with one brewery company that is going to give the mold for free for the next 5 years. We started building our first machine with our engineers. We've won 10,000 euros from a European program. We're expecting our machine to be ready in the next 2 months, and we're starting with 50,000 pieces made in a month. Until the end of the year, we are going to send samples to more than 100 potential clients that we've already contacted, and we expect to have signed contracts with 10 customers. Based on what I said, we are expecting our financial predictions for the upcoming years and for the next year is that we are starting with 40 clients and approximately $700,000 of revenue based on the price of 70 cents per plate. And I have to emphasize here that this is based on having this one machine that we're going to have ready in a couple of months. During the next year, we're going to buy another machine and we're going to expand our portfolio so that we get more customers and we get bigger revenue. Thank you for your attention. Let's together turn waste into a valuable resource. We are ready for your questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our second competitor, Zero Wave. We have Blaszka and Denimir joining us live now for the Q&A. Hello there.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing great. Waiting for the questions. Very excited as well.
I can tell you this, if this competition was about the number of words that you can squeeze in 5 minutes in a 5-minute presentation, you would be already somewhere really close to the top of the line. So it was
Eminem. It's because of Eminem. I grew up with him, so that's why I speak like this.
Well, let's listen to the Eminem influence in the Q&A session. Over to you and the jury. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hi. It's a question coming from me. I have a question about the resources. You said that you're going to take this material from the breweries. I mean, are there enough resources so that your demand is actually fulfilled in terms of producing this product and selling it to the market? And what is your strategy in terms of getting these materials?
Thank you for the question. I would definitely say, based on what my second slide was about the 240 tons of brewery spent grain per day only in Bulgaria, and having in mind how much we need for one plate, I would assure you that there is plenty of brewery spent grain out there here in Bulgaria, here in Sofia even, that we will have enough to produce millions of plates. About our strategy to get the material, we've already had success with this because we are approaching the brewers and offering them the option to recycle the malt on the one hand, and the other thing is they can give it for free to us, as we have this now. We signed a contract with one company that is giving the malt for the next 5 years, and they're getting, of course, some good marketing and PR of them doing this and not throwing the brewery spent grain on the field, but giving it to us. We're making plates.
Yeah, you said they're giving it for free to you, but you have logistical costs and maybe a lot of other costs in terms of producing this product, and you're going to sell it for 70 cents. So what is the cost that is for producing it, the plan that you have at the moment?
Thank you, Milen, for your question. We have already done that because our brewery is situated to our manufacturing, so we are in just location. So there is no transportation cost for us for the material.
Okay, then I guess it's my turn. I wanted to ask you, is your product gluten-free? And if not, like with all the raising gluten intolerance and like being such a fad to be like gluten-free, not only as a health issue that is rising, but also as a trend, how are you going to solve that if you're not gluten-free?
We've already thought about this. Currently, the prototype and the product that we produce is not gluten-free, but we are in the process of making it gluten-free. As this takes some time, I expect that by the end of the year, we will have the gluten-free version. Although I have to mention that based on our customer discovery, we've concluded that customers are not so eager to eat the plate, but rather just to have in mind the fact that when they throw it, they are not harming the nature. So we are definitely not spending time and a lot of money in these terms on working on the edible part so much, because really more than 80% of the customers honestly do not care about the fact that they can eat it. They would rather, they won't eat it anyway. They would taste it, but they're definitely not going to eat the whole plate or box.
Okay.
Okay, my turn. Your raw material that you use, which is waste from the brewers industry, it deteriorates very fast. When you scale up, this can be a very big problem, because you can have to deal at some point, if you don't tackle it properly, with huge amounts of real waste that is not going to be not possible to process once it deteriorates. So how are you going to address this?
Okay, thank you for the question. It's a good one. It's in currently, again, in our customer discovery action plan, we also have this hypothesis, and we think this one. So the answer at that moment would be that how we produce the plate itself gives us the opportunity to keep the product safe for a longer time. I would not go into our technical part, as we are.
Question, sorry. The question is, will you be able, when you scale up, to transport your raw material and process it fast enough before it deteriorates? Because right now it's very low durability, your raw material, not your product.
Yeah, that's what I said. Our raw material goes through, once we get it into our production place, we do some stuff with the product so that it can last for a long time. I mean, we dry it, so it is safe even months after that. So this is not going to be.
Stop here. Thank you very much, and good luck in the competition, and good luck with your project.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Blaszka and Denimir from Zero Wave, and now we proceed to the third competitor of the day, which is BIOS to Państwo Lopianko, Zoobiomics, an innovative probiotic for poultry based on organic waste.
Good afternoon, my name is Desislava Dimitrova and I'm the CEO of Lopianko company. A few years ago, my little daughter got a rash all over her body after eating chicken. The doctor said that she had an allergic reaction based on accumulation of various antibiotic elements in her blood. I started serious research and partnered with leading scientists to create a product that could be used in the poultry cultivation in order to avoid using antibiotics, and thus all people who love to eat chicken meat to be protected from my daughter's bad experience. One of the most globally consumed food is the chicken meat. 40 billion chickens each year are used for food worldwide. In the EU market, 70% of them contain antibiotics. In relation to the COVID pandemic, most of us have realized the negative impact of antibiotic resistance, which is a direct result of the antibiotic overuse in livestock operations. I was looking for ways to change the quality of the food we consume, which lead to changes in the whole food chain. Our team was looking for a product that will be fully organic, with no GMO, no antibiotics, and will improve people's and animals' health. So finally, we created a product based on protein powder from silk papaya. The pupa itself is a waste material from the silk industry. The Zoobiomics is part of the Agro project, aiming to restore the silk industry in Bulgaria in a new way. The recipe of the new product is unique due to the very specific mix of active bacteria, which are clinically tested. As well, we have a prototype and tested the new product in a real environment. Our strategy is based on B2C customers. You can see the broiler meat production in the world in thousands of tons in the EU and as well in Bulgaria. We have signed a letter of intent with the Bulgarian Union of Poultry Producers and Breeders, who will help us to penetrate the Bulgarian market. The probiotic market for poultry in the EU is around 34 million. Our average price of the product is with 80% margin, giving us the possibility to have in 24 months a revenue of 2.6 million euro only from the Bulgarian market. Our business model is separated into two parts. In the first 2 years, we are going to produce zoobio mix with contract manufacturing. After the pilot production, we're planning to raise a capital for our own manufacturing facilities, and after the third year, we're going to have significant production capacity with the same margin. We will achieve, after 24 months, the break-even point. The own manufacturing facilities will give us the possibility to reduce the market price, but start selling to other countries in the EU market. We will gain around 9.8% of the market share. The price competition is very low comparing our product with other producers of probiotics for poultry. As you can see, all mentioned companies are selling their products in grams, and the prices are very high in comparison with our price, which is per 1 kilo. The zoobio mix has been protected by the Patent Office in Bulgaria since January this year, and we are preparing the documentation for the EU Patent Office. The main milestones, as you can see, firstly, we're going to make a pilot production and validate the demand of this product, selling the zoobio mix to the Union of Poultry Producers in Bulgaria. The next important step is raising money for our own manufacturing facilities, increasing the production volume, and be ready to penetrate the EU market before the end of 2022, when the new regulation for ban of antibiotics in poultry cultivation will enter into force. Behind our core team, we have internal and external experts from national and international academic societies, together with industrial partners in the poultry sector and technical equipment producers. The innovation prize in the first round will help us to set up the communication channels and digital marketing campaign, while the second round in the EU level will give us more possibilities to start a pilot production with contract manufacturing and penetrate the market. With this disruptive, innovative product and the clinical test, we can guarantee that the zoobio mix has the full potential to transform the EU food system. Thank you for your attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our third competitor. We have Desislava joining us to address the Q&A, the jury questions. Desislava, how are you? Can you unmute, please, because I can't hear you. Just click the unmute button, because for some reason, we can't hear you. Desislava, can you click on the microphone on the menu, please? It looks like Desislava can't hear me. So, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing we can do at this point is to come back to Desislava's Q&A session. And for now, let us proceed to the fourth startup of the day, and that is Suprema. Suprema is developing the future of food by serving delicious, realistic plant-based meat.
Hi, I'm Maria from Suprema. You all know that raising animals for food is one of the top contributions to every environmental problem we're currently having. Imagine, to get 1 calorie of chicken meat, we have to feed the chicken 9 calories of crops. That's a huge food waste. And given that the current system of meat production is unbelievably wasteful and destructive, why do we actually put up with it? And the answer to that question is simple. People want to eat meat, but all the other current meat alternatives are quite expensive. And our solution to this problem is Suprema. Suprema is plant-based meat that is just as delicious as real meat, but is cheaper to produce. We also made it more resource efficient and more nutritious. We plan to be the Beyond Meat for Europe and will be made in Bulgaria. Our current products include ground pork, bacon, pulled pork, sausage, curd meats, and we're constantly developing new ones. We use mushroom, chickpea and pea protein, but also secret ingredients that recreate the umami savoriness, texture, juiciness and richness of real meat. All our products are non-GMO, vegan, gluten, soy and grain-free. We produce the dry protein component of our product in China via co-manufacturer, where we have access to cheaper and very good quality raw materials. Then this dry part is shipped to Europe for mixing and packaging, and this will be done in Bulgaria. We have identified producers in Bulgaria that can do that for us. We have successfully produced our plant-based product in China last year, and it was sold in 3 restaurants in Shanghai and 1 fashion show in Beijing. This was the validation of our product, and the feedback for the taste was great. Adapting to the current COVID-19 situation, we decided to launch our product in Europe first, in Bulgaria, in the B2C sector, direct-to-consumer sales through marketplaces like Amazon, for example. The next step for us would be to engage with the B2B sector like restaurant, hotel groups, airlines, and so on. After that, we will focus on the B2C retail and private label, and finally, we will focus on expansion. The current plant-based meat market is $12 billion, and it's forecasted to reach $28 billion in 2030. And the biggest portion of that market actually belongs to the US and Europe, as you can see on the graph below. Plant-based meat now accounts for around 2% of the total meat sales, and anticipated to replace 10% of the total meat consumption by 2030. That's a huge growth. And furthermore, there are growing consumer concerns associated with the meat consumption after the COVID-19 outbreak, and this will drive the growth of the plant-based meat market even further. 95% of our consumers are someone who is interested in plant-based foods but still consumes meat. We also appeal to vegans and vegetarians. Our co-founder Daphne Cheng is a celebrity plant-based chef in LA and Shanghai with strong social media influence, and this is the key for us to engage with our first consumers. Our first-tier competitors include traditional meat companies, but also startups like Beyond Meat. And our main advantage is that we are cheaper to produce due to the access of raw materials in China, and we are faster to scale due to the dry component part that can be transported easily. A second-tier competitors for us would be retail private labels or small manufacturers, but they're expensive to scale. In year 2020, we will plan to produce and sell around 18K tons, mainly via samples and also at gourmet restaurants as part of exclusive tasting dinners in Sofia. Our goal in 5 years is to achieve above 10K tons of volume sold. In year 2020, we'll also spend approximately 200K euros for sample production, shipping, and hiring of key employees. We actually have a team of great experts in the food processing, consumer packaged foods, e-commerce, and finance, and this great team was born in China. We also have a solid group of advisors from companies like Del Monte, PepsiCo, General Mills, McDonald's, etc. So we have some of the samples from our pork product currently on the way to Sofia, and we want to use the innovation prize for initial sales outreach in Sofia through celebrity tasting dinners, and also for testing the process of mixing and packaging as well. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was Suprema. We have Maria Konstantinova joining us live for the Q&A. Hello, Maria.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? I'm glad to see and hear you well. No interruptions there.
Absolutely, I hear you quite well. I'm excited, ready for the questions.
Excited, but not stressed, I hope.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. The little bit helps. Enjoy. 5 minutes.
Hi, Maria.
Hello.
I would like to ask how exactly is this company concept working? I mean, I see only US Bulgarian, and then all the other founders of this company are not from here. So is this company registered here in Bulgaria? You said that production is done here of the final product, but it's not production. You operate through some other premises, right?
Absolutely. So just to give you a short feedback, so I was actually in the past year in Shanghai where I met my co-founder. She's currently back in the US. Due to the COVID situation, I had to come back to Europe and she went back to the US. The product itself is produced via co-manufacturer in China, and we can ship it to the US or to Europe. It's not a problem. And it will be mixed and packaged here in Europe. So the dry component can be mixed with water here, and then this gives the final product that can be cooked and sold further.
And this mixing, you switch in your own premise, or right now it's done in some other factory?
For that part, yes, we also gonna use corn manufacturers here in Bulgaria because we still do not have neither the funding, neither the capabilities to have our own facility for that. That's why we're gonna use co-packers and co-manufacturers until we reach a scale where we can probably think of our own facility in the future. But we are using the concept of co-packing and co-manufacturing currently.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
and,
so my turn. I have. Okay. Do you want to?
I want to add just. I'm sorry, just to add one sentence that we are currently in negotiations with producers in Sofia. We are in contact with them and we have a confirmation that this process can be done in a facility here next to Sofia.
Okay, quick question then. You mentioned Beyond Meat as your main competitor, and your main competitive advantage, as far as I understood from your pitch, is that you're cheaper. By how much cheaper are you compared to Beyond Meat?
Yes, they're our main competitor. Currently, Beyond Meat are actually making a factory in the Netherlands, so they're really attacking as well the European market. However, our estimation is that we can be 20 to 30% cheaper than them.
Okay, and how are you, sorry, just a quick one. How are you, why are you producing your main ingredients from China? I mean, isn't that actually posing quite a big risk for customer sentiment that, you know, how people are actually thinking about products from China at the moment, especially?
Yes, I understand that. I really hope that the image of China will change soon. In China, we find really interesting ingredients that in combination give this interesting flavor. And also, as I mentioned, it's the raw materials there are also cheaper. That's why this is the base of our business model. I believe actually at certain point, some parts of those raw materials can also be sourced locally in Europe, but not all of them.
Just a quick one about the patent. I mean, what can be patented here? The recipe, can you elaborate on that a bit? So what is the thing you can protect? Or is it just the brand that you plan to build?
Currently, my co-founder is working on the patent in the US, and we're patent pending on that, exactly on this dry protein component part. After this is done, then we'll address the European market. Basically, in the European Union, once you get approval and patent, you know, for the European Union itself, it's going to be very easy for us, for all the countries. Only Germany is a little bit different. They have their own guidelines regarding plant-based foods, but that's our target. First, we want to finish the patent in the US.
But it's the recipe. What is patented? What is it patented?
Yes, the combination of this. Yes, the combination in this dry component part. Imagine it's like it's a powder, a protein powder, and that is a dry one. Yes, and this is what is patent pending currently for us in the US.
And how much money are you raising at the moment? I mean, or are you raising, and how much are you raising? Very quickly.
Well, this year we estimated that we'll need around 200,000 euros, basically for producing the samples, shipping them to Europe, hiring of key employees, as I mentioned in the presentation already. That is our goal.
And we need to stop here, Maria.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the conversation.
I did.
Thank you, and good luck today
Bye-bye.
and
Thank you.
overall.
And for the future. Thank you.
For the future. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Konstantinova and Suprema. And now we go to our fifth competitor, Etheropolis, production of refreshing drinks based on ethereal herbs.
Hello, my name is Atanas Demirov and I am CEO and co-founder of Etheropolis. We do produce herbal simple syrup by using the technology of slow extraction of locally grown herbs directly from the field to the bottle. These are our contacts if you'd like to contact us, but first let me tell you about our company. So we were looking for good tasting, healthier soft drink, and because we are established at the very center of Bulgaria, the so-called Rose Valley region, we decided to try with Rosa Damascena, Melissa and Lavender. We had our opportunities and we found the solution in the slow extraction process. So we made this simple syrup using less sugar, no artificial flavoring and colorants. In order to make it clear, I will divide the products we have in two main groups. The first one is the business-to-business products. This is the simple syrup. We sell it directly to the HoReCa market, where they use it for a variety of soft drinks and cocktails. The other group is the ready-to-drink lemonade. So basically what we do is we take the simple syrup, we mix it with citruses, and we have ready-to-drink lemonade available on the shelves in the retail market. So what we have done so far is in the year of 2018, we started with testing a variety of herbs. Finally, we picked only 3 of them and developed the recipes. The same year, we had prototypes and tests with clients. A few months later, our first production line was already set up. The same year we had also our first business-to-business clients and distributors. Nowadays we are working on ready-to-drink lemonade, also new packaging and design. How our business model works: we are growing the herbs by ourselves. We produce the simple syrup and sell it to the HoReCa market. The next step is to launch the ready-to-drink lemonade in the retail market, where we will reach the end client. About our pricing, currently we spend around 20% for processing the herbs, also 20% for packaging, 30% for bottling because we do not possess our own bottling line and we are outsourcing, and 30% for marketing and sales. Currently we make around 100% of profit. About our competitors, here in Bulgaria we have Busco and Harmonica, who are doing something similar to what we do, but they're rather focused on fruits than herbs. We have also worldwide recognized brand Munin and Fentimans. Something interesting about Fentimans is that they have a rose lemonade and they use Bulgarian Rosa Damascena extract. And here we have an advantage because we are growing the herbs by ourselves. This is how the soft drink market looks like in the previous year, a market with more than 600,000 million value. Currently we have partners in the business-to-business market. We are working with Ili, Cafe Verniano and Tatra Tea. They all have our syrup in their portfolio and we rely on them to launch the new ready-to-drink lemonade. About our team, I'm the one with the agricultural experience. Georgi Grigorov is expert in the F&B sector. Pavel Panayotov is our fintech experienced person. He is currently working for KPMG. And Plamen Stoikov, he is expert in sales. Nikolai Zashev is experienced in herbal extraction. In the following 12 months, we will need around 50,000 euro for R&D, production, registration of our trademark, participation on expo events, and production line for bottling. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was our fifth competitor, Etheropolis. We have Atanas joining us live for the Q&A now. Hello, Atanas.
Hello, Lukasz.
Hi there. What's the weather like in your place now?
It's perfect for presenting something like refreshing lemonade. It's hot in here.
Exactly. My point exactly. Enjoy the Q&A. 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, it's my turn, I think. So basically, can you elaborate about the product? And is it only refreshing, or it has some medicinal value? It's also because it's made of herbs. Does it really help in some aspect that you improve your health?
Yes, for sure, it is refreshing, but we cannot still prove that it has a medical effect as well. So we have to work on this direction.
So it's just a marketing gig that you're doing. That this drink made from herbs. It's not like you're targeting.
Exactly, it's made of herbs, and we are using ethereal herbs because in our region we grow Rosa damascena, lavender, and melissa, and we use them because of the taste, mostly.
Okay, Rossi.
Hi, Atanas. My question is, tell me something about your team that's going to make my jaw drop. So, I mean, tell me something amazing that you're going to make us, the jury, believe that you're a kick-ass team.
About our team, I can say for myself that I am really good at farming. This is what I do for a living now, and I am good in the farming. About Georgi Grigorov, he has great experience in the food and beverage market. So we have a technologist who is very well experienced as well, who is doing a great job in the distillation process. What else? We have a salesperson, also experienced one.
Thank you.
And that's it.
Velichka?
So we are judging the social, environmental, and economical impact in the food system that your suggested innovation is delivering. Can you please outline where do you see the impact of your product in these three aspects?
Well, a good thing about our idea is that our model can be multiplied in a variety of countries. The slow extraction process can be used for a variety of herbs, and it can be used in a variety of countries. So they can make extractions of their own locally grown herbs, and this can give an opportunity for the farmers, for the local farmers, to grow their own herbs and yeah, more or less that is the impact, that it's an alternative for the farmers, and we can have a variety of local drinks this way.
One more, why do you call them simple syrups? This word
It's
simple
called,
is strange.
yeah, it's called simple syrup. It's just called like that. I don't know why.
That's an interesting answer.
Yeah,
okay, no.
It's just called simple syrup.
I didn't understand. I mean, do you have any sales at the moment, or are you just prototyping at the moment?
Yeah, we have customers. We have sales. For this year, we have more than 5,000 euro of sales.
Okay.
And why do you need this prize money?
Well, our bottleneck here is the bottling. Actually, we need to install a new facility because we don't possess one for bottling of the syrup and also the ready-to-drink lemonade. This is we also need money to improve a little bit our recipe, and yes, but mostly
those
because of the
5,000. So those 5,000 euros are going to be enough for you to get a new bottling facility?
no, these 5,000 euros are not enough at all.
How much do you need?
Well, if we want to possess our own facility, it's more than 100,000 euro. But we are in the process of negotiating the bottling with one of the biggest Bulgarian factory for bottling the naturally sparkling water with Mihalko. We are currently negotiating to work with their factory.
Atanas, we need to stop here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the experience. Our jury has given you a pretty hard time. I'm sure it must have been tough to answer all these questions.
It was definitely.
I thought it was really interesting to hear of all the metaphors you chose. Now that your project needs money for, among others, for bottling, it's interesting that you talk about bottlenecks. Quite a match, I have to say. Thank you and good luck with your projects. Best of luck, Atan. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Atanas, and now we proceed to our sixth competitor of the day, and that is Agro Regal CAT, cross-technology solution for tracing and computing carbon-added tax.
Everyone, my name is Milan Markov, and let me present Agro Regal. We make food really traceable, carbon positive. Let me tell a very funny and very scary story about two little popular fishes, godfish and horse mackerel. These two little fishes has a very good and stable population north from Varna. And of course, the main market for these two fishes is in Sofia fish markets. But instead of it, they start traveling from Varna to Burgas, from Burgas to Plovdiv, from Plovdiv they cross the border and suddenly turn their nationality from Bulgarian to Greek, then turn back to the border, and finally you and me buying this fish from Sofia fish shops. It's not normal because it's extra carbon and lower quality. What is the decision? Agro Regal has decision. We remove the human from verification chain, and we make this with the cross-technology effect using satellite information, infrared information, nano-labeling, and blockchain. Because of such mix, we can get 99% accuracy of food and carbon tracking. Our business model is software as a service and sales of hardware. We have two big groups of clients, B2B clients like HGS, Carpenters, Kuorn and Max Burger, and B2G clients, governments, agency of the governments, and European Commission. New times after COVID-19 comes with new food rights. To know where our food really comes from, to know how much carbon our food is accumulated from field to fork. The only way to do this is through digitalization of the supply chain, from manufacturer to end users. Our market size is very huge. Direct and indirect affected individuals in European Union are about 50 million, in the world 1.7 million. That's why, because of such huge market, big boys are here. IBM with its product IBM for Trust, and multi-billion company Ambrosius with Ambrosius Fruit. But we have secret sauce. And this is Green Deal and carbon positive products. This is farm to fork strategy. This is common agriculture policy and circular economy. Because of years of hard working, we have a lot of prizes and a lot of media popularity. We are team of two, Stoyan Stoyanov, CPO, co-founder, Milan Markov, CEO, founder. About our IP, we have pro consultants from European of Inventors of Bulgaria because we have a very bad experience with our IP in 2017. How Agro works, we collect information from GNSS, from laser spectrometers, from nanomarkers and blockchain, and we are able to aggregate a different type and shapes of information. And because the information is so detailed, that's why we are able to make carbon tracking with 99% accuracy of it. Dear jury, today is a very important day. After today, Agro will proceed to work hard about its product. But today you have to decide what do you prefer. Traceable food with smallest carbon footprint or unsecured food origin with huge carbon footprints. Let's make this choice together. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Agro Regal, our sixth competitor. We have Milan joining us live now. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. You have such a warm and peaceful voice that I'm pretty sure our jury already trusts you. So all you need to do now is to convince them after answering some tough questions. Do you think you're ready?
Yes, I think.
Enjoy. 5 minutes.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hello to everyone.
My first question to you is, the nano labeling that you're using, is it applied to the product or to the packaging of the product? Where do you?
Unfortunately, I hear you very bad, but I heard the question. With existing nano labeling and nano markers, it's not possible to put them over all the products. It's possible over the products with pills, but for more of the products, it's not possible. On the next stage, we will develop eatable nanomarkers, and I think that it's possible to have success.
So right now it's applied on the packaging or the transportation vehicle. So
because nano labeling is only one element which get 99% accuracy of the tracing. For now, we can put this nano labeling over the vegetables with peels.
okay, understood. And your company is developing it has the labels, the BIOS, the whole technology which is tracing.
No. We are in a process to develop the whole procedure.
Whole procedure.
Milan, it sounds like we may have lost the connection 2 minutes into the Q&A. Milan, can you hear us?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, continue answering, please.
Okay.
Okay, next is Milan.
Rossi, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, what I wanted to ask you, since 2016, IBM is working with Walmart on this solution on trying to make food traceable. How does your solution, why is your solution better, and how does it differentiate from IBM and Walmart's efforts?
IBM is a very big company, but it's an IT company, not a food company. And I think that we are using this method, cross-technology effect. It's better, and we can get higher accuracy of the food tracing and carbon tracing. IBM not do carbon tracing for now. This is the difference.
Thank you. Milan?
What is exactly the stage of your company at the moment, and how are you going to use the price? I mean, what is it going to be worthwhile to you?
6 months before the hardware part of the Agro Regal, and maybe 3 months before the software services.
And the price, how are you going to use it?
Hardware part about 1,000 euro. This shows our calculation may be a little higher, and software part, software as a service, 500 euro per annual per one product.
Very quickly about the team. I mean, what is your competitive advantage as a team?
I have a very big experience in the field of entrepreneurs, and I have previous experience in fields of renewable energy sources. I saw how green certificate help to decrease the carbonization of our consumption, and want to transfer this knowledge to the individual. I would like individual personally be engaged what kind of food consuming. Stoyanov, my partner, have a very good and very long time in field of PR and event management.
Milan, we need to stop here, I'm afraid. The time is up. I hope you enjoy the Q&A session with our jury. Thank you for participating, and good luck in today's competition.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Agro Regal. And now we proceed to the 7th competitor on our list, and that is Gordos na Fermera, a social enterprise designing and deploying solar food dryers.
I'm Vishan from Gordos na Fermera, and we help small farmers increase their profits by using our solar food dehydrators. Allow me to take you back last summer when I was spending my time with Ivan at his fruits farm. I learned a lot about farming from him, and something very interesting. I saw that Ivan's fruits were excellent, his effort was praiseworthy, his investment was significant, however, his profits were low. I learned that small farmers like him who are growing fruits and vegetables are under a tremendous time pressure before the produce turns bad. Usually, with market prices not in their favor, they are forced to dump their produce at extremely low prices, and this leaves them with little or no profit. We believe we can solve this widespread problem through a simple and effective solution: dehydration. Yes, drying of fruits and vegetables increases their shelf life, and it also increases its market value at the same time. And this is how we are helping small farmers achieve this, through our solar food dryer, which captures and traps the sun's heat energy to produce optimum drying temperatures, and removes the moisture from the food very effectively. The dried food now has a shelf life of up to more than 1 year, and it sees a significant rise in the market value. Our product is surely a game changer for our target farmers. We have a great early movers advantage as being the first solar food dryer available in the local market. But as compared to other alternatives for drying food out there, our product is 50% cheaper and has zero running cost compared to the electrical food dryers. And we are 100% faster and safer than traditional open sun drying. Our revenues come from the sale of our products, and we are now ready to ship with two models, the Pro and the Ultimate, starting from 2021, each with a profitable markup and at a price point which is widely affordable by our target customers. In terms of market opportunity, we are after the 2 million small farmers in the southern EU countries. But we want to start locally in Bulgaria, where we have a market of 70,000 small farmers in our own country. Our go-to-market strategy includes testing of the MVP this year and open with our first sales channels early next year. Our goal by 2023 is to achieve a revenue of 2 million euros from 10,000 sales via 3 strongly established sales channels. We have a great balance in skill sets in our team for achieving our goals. Whether it's engineering, marketing, sales, or connection with the farmers, we have it all. Our combined strength comprises of more than 50 years of work experience and a shared vision to make Gordosna Fermera into something truly remarkable and impactful. We are currently testing our food dryers with a range of herbs, vegetables, and fruits, and we are having great promising results which should be shared with the other farmers in this country. And for this, I believe that the Innovation Prize grant of 5,000 euro will help us significantly to test and validate our design and run experiments with more farmers in the region and use all these results to make our product more robust and sellable from 2021. I thank you for the privilege of your time and invite you on this journey in making a real positive impact in the lives of the small-scale farmers. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Gordosna Fermera. We have Bhushan joining us live for the Q&A session. Hello, Bhushan.
Hello, Lucas. How are you?
I'm great. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you.
How are your impressions so far? You're the 7th startup on the list, one more to go. Anything you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, I just have to wait more in that nervous period than other startups. It's always good to just pitch and get it done with, but no, it's completely fine.
Yeah, make sure you enjoy your 5 minutes. It starts now.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hi, my question to you is, what is your Bulgarian connection here? And just elaborate in that.
Sure. Thank you for the question. I moved to Bulgaria last year, and my wife happens to be Bulgarian, so that brings me to this country. And that's the only connection to Bulgaria.
And the business question is, how much profit do you make out of one product? I mean, like you say you're planning to sell it for $200 or something like that.
Yeah, so that was euros. So currently I have about 100% markup, but these were prototypes, and I plan to bring the cost further down when we go into production. The margin would be increased. But at this moment, at the price point that you saw, I have about 100% markup on each of the products.
Okay, Rossi.
Okay, hi. My question is, how widely available is dehydration currently among farmers? So what I want to hear with this question is actually, are you going to have to convince farmers not only to buy your product, but also to adopt a new way of preserving their produce?
That's a great question. So some months ago, I did a mom's test validation with about 25 farmers, and all of them were very excited about the prospect of having such a product. And there is a strong reason why. Because farmers, some of them are already drying herbs and fruits and vegetables, but in open sun drying, which is very unsafe from dust and pests, and also it takes a longer time. So when I explain them that this problem can be solved. You will drive faster and with zero running cost, which means zero electricity. They were very impressed by this prospect because electrical dehydrators consume a lot of energy for a long period of time. So there is clearly a great interest and a very, very strong value proposition for the target farmers that I've spoken to. And in the meanwhile, I am speaking with farmers individually and also through farmers associations.
Thank you. Velichka.
Thank you.
What is the capacity of this model that you're showing? Could you please give me some examples, specific fruits or vegetables?
Sure. Thank you for the question. Right now, I'm trying to dehydrate all sorts of fruits and vegetables and herbs. The smaller one that you saw, the Pro, can dry anywhere between 8 to 12 kilo of wet produce in one single round. And the green one that you saw, the Ultimate, can do up to 18 kilos in one cycle. But I would like to say that these, again, are prototypes. And my intention right now is to increase the capacity further and improve the efficiency. One cycle can last anywhere between 8 to 16 hours of sun, depending on what you're drying, and also depends on how you're cutting. So apple chips, which you slice, gets dried faster as something compared to, let's say, a plum, for that matter, which you don't cut. So it depends on what you're trying to dry. But the results are with herbs, with mushrooms, which is a very high value product when it's dried in the local market. And when you slice the mushrooms, it dries very quick. Same goes for garlic as well, to make garlic powder. So if you play smart and choose your crops wisely, there is enough profit for the farmer to be made by dehydrating some fruits.
This is only usable for a very small scale, like domestic production, you know.
Correct. And correct. So these prototypes are for, one unit is for domestic production, but my intention is to increase the capacity and learn from the validation that I will have with farmers this year, and increase the capacity. And also the farmers can choose to have multiple of these. It's like the honeybee boxes, where the farmers does not only have one box but has many boxes because they're modular. I didn't want it to create something very big, which I cannot ship. So the shipping would be a problem if I create something very massive. So if you want more drying capacity, you can buy more units from me. So it caters to medium farmers and small farmers as well.
Can I just jump in quickly and ask you? You said you're the first solar dehydrator on the market. Is that correct?
Well, it is. It's going to be the first commercially available solar dehydrator in the Bulgarian market for sure, as far as my research goes. In fact, I've seen that there is some research work in Plovdiv in the Agriculture University on this, and there are some small projects which have been done here and there, but it hasn't been commercialized, and not this design.
And on a global scale,
Oh no, we are not the first for sure. There have been some really good designs in the tropical region, tropical countries for sure, where there is more sun. But there is not much done on the southern EU countries, where there is also an abundance of sun, which coincides with the fruit and the vegetable season.
We need to stop here, Bushan. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Bushan. Thank you, the jury, for asking questions. Good luck and enjoy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bushan Trivedi from Gordostna Fermera. And now we go to our 8th competitor on the list, Unmanned Systems Bulgaria, fully digitized, automated, unmanned traffic management system.
Hello everybody, my name is Stefan Hristozov from Unmanned Systems Bulgaria, and I'll present to you our project Earth about digitalizing the sky and bringing it to the airspace users. What's the issue right now? Well, farmers do have drones in their toolboxes and they execute flights, and each and every one of them takes 1 to 2 weeks time to get an approval. They're one of these 30,000 commercial flights taken over Europe alone. By the year of 2025, Eurocontrol says that there will be about 20,000 of them every hour. This means that both farmers and the authorities will lack the supervision and the situational awareness to safely monitor these flights. What's the solution? Well, we say that we'll bring this digital tool into the pockets of the farmers and the authorities, so we'll shrink this flight planning, requesting an approval in a matter of minutes. We'll crunch the airspace rules so they will be easily understood by the farmers, so that they will not be required to be aeronautical experts, and we'll give real-time aerospace updates. We'll ask them to pay a subscription fee for this service, and we see them as our beachhead market in Bulgaria. Naturally, it follows to attract government and municipalities as well as security services to be our customers. And then we can start expanding Europe or worldwide. We calculated that attracting half of the market share, simply being the first here, about 10,000 customers, will generate a profit for about less than $1 million. And this is ever expanding market, and it will double the next 5 years. Why us? Well, we have the advantage of being the home player, and we know every stakeholder around here by first name. We sit in the same seats when it comes to standardization and regulation working groups. We are part of the industry around here, and we're simply more agile, and we can outperform the administration here. What's the roadmap? Well, step one will naturally to have the MVP by the end of the year, and so that we can start sandbox testing it and attract the authorities on our side, so the certification process can start from the second quarter of year 2021. By the end of the same year, we can bring Bulgaria to the airspace, to the EU space map in Europe. It's a small team for now, starting with me, left to right, being the CEO and the EU space expert. Svet would be our system integrator and the technical officer. And our administrative power will be in the face of Ivan Yankov, who's also an excellent negotiator. As I said, we sit in the same working groups, and we actively participate in the following initiatives. And having this prize will give us additional strength to continue on working on this project. Thank you very much for your attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Unmanned Systems Bulgaria. We have Stefan joining us live for the Q&A. Hello, Stefan.
Hi, Lucas. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, too. You're the last competitor of the day. How do you feel about being the last? Would you have preferred to be the first one today and get rid of all the stress of waiting, or not necessarily? You like the perspective of seeing all the others?
Probably next time I would like to be before Bushan, because he makes everyone else look like an amateur. Not that we are not, but yeah.
He's
super.
For some audience points, no doubt. I'm not sure about the jury points, but the audience points, no doubt.
He's super professional at pitching.
All right, I will not let you speak for another 10 seconds because you will make someone win before the jury decides. Enjoy.
No, they were super good participants so far, so fingers crossed for everyone.
Enjoy the Q&A.
Hello, Stefan.
Hi.
How many farmers currently in Bulgaria are using unmanned systems, drones, observation?
I know that actually this is part of the research in Sofia University, Plovdiv University, Agricultural University in Plovdiv, etc. When it comes to crop analysis, and so they use drones, and it's not about how many currently are using it, but how many of them will use it in the near future. And I believe that the numbers will double every year.
And the solution that you are developing, it needs to be communicated or actually implemented by the government? How do you convince the authorities? Okay, how do you convince the authorities to use it because they are the ones who are setting the rules for all this trafficking?
I disagree. I disagree that it's in their field. Actually, it's more or less like mobile carriers are set up. Like you build an infrastructure and then you allow the authorities and the administration to use your services. So the step that we are taking right now is to attract as many users as we can, and then having them as a milestone, like 500, 1,000, then we can say to the authorities, okay, let's help these people simply by introducing the same tool at your working station. You provide as you said, and you provide the control. So because so far we're delivering only the awareness part. So be aware where you fly.
Who is controlling this now? I mean, right now, whether you said you need 2 weeks to be allowed to use it.
You need, before each and every flight, you need about 2 weeks time to get an approval, which is simply not relevant for a farmer who's
by whom?
Yeah, by the Civil Aviation Administration. Yeah, I have a note here. Civil Aviation Administration in Bulgaria, but it's the process there is simply so backlegging that it doesn't make sense anymore. And it's not just in Bulgaria; it's everywhere around Europe.
Okay, just need to understand. Milan? Rossi. Okay, Rossi.
It's okay. So can you tell us a bit about your revenue model? How are you making money? Are you
Subscription free from our customers? What we expect is farmers. They yearly subscription plan, and by the number of flights, probably we haven't clarified that quite enough already. But once we have this set up, but it definitely will be a subscription fees for our services, and they will get this airspace picture on their mobile devices.
Thank you, Milan.
Why did you choose these vertical farmers? Is it because of the competition, or it's well in your plan? And where else can you apply this system?
Thank you for that question. Last year, I was part of the same administration I was talking about, and most of the requests were coming from farmers. And I said, okay, I see solutions around the world, same solutions as organizing traffic for drones, and why don't we help these people with these solutions? So because of that, right now I decided that it's time for me to move on, and I saw the opportunity here. Okay, let's help these people. I saw the competition, the event, and I decided to partake.
But is there any kind of other solution that's on another market that is focusing on these vertical farmers? So it's you the only one developing it, let's say in Europe, or I don't know, what's your research?
It's not aimed strictly at farmers. In the United States, we have this LAN-C system organizing the flights for every drone user. And I said, okay, let's have a beachhead with the farmers who are modern inspector gadgets. Actually, they have complicated tools as drones, so let's help these people first and move on to the rest of the drone users.
Thank you, Stefan.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm afraid we already are 10 seconds after 5 minutes, 15 seconds really. Stefan, quite a tense atmosphere. I can sense it hanging in the air. Relax, it's over. I hope there was at least some aspect of it that you actually enjoy. Let me tell you, As you were answering jury questions, I just took a quick look at our EIT Food YouTube channel, and people are commenting your T-shirt and saying all the good things. So,
thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, and good luck in today's competition and with your project as well.
Thank you, Lukasz.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Stefan Hristozov, Unmanned Systems Bulgaria. And now we will try to come back to Desislava for a while for the much-deserved Q&A session. Hello, Desislava.
Hello again, Lukasz. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you and I can see you. I was under the impression that you couldn't hear me last time. I was trying to connect. You enjoyed some fun little chat with someone in the background and the audience could see you for a while. Well, now you are here. And you've had the luxury. Okay. You've had the luxury of watching everyone else, right?
Well, not everybody, but some of them, yes, they were very good actually.
All right. Enjoy your 5 minutes with the jury.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll shoot first. Is it how about the regulation in terms of what you're doing and or the requirements that you need to undergo in terms of clinical trials and where you are exactly at the moment?
There is a European Union regulation that will enter into force end of this year, hopefully, which is related exactly the insects to be used in the poultry feed. And there is an international European organization, the so-called EPIF, who is dealing in this point of view to be as fast as possible, because actually, as you know, probably the insects are the alternative protein for the feed industry, and it's much cheaper than the available ones at the moment. So I think that till end of this year, when we were planning to have the pilot production and to start with the contract manufacturing, this regulation will enter into force. At the moment, there is a regulation to use this kind of insects in the fish market, but for the poultry feed, we need to wait till end of 2020.
And about the clinical trials, you mentioned you have to undergo these clinical trials in order to be licensed to produce it.
Yes, we have done the clinical trials mostly because to prove that this kind of probiotic is working very good for the poultry. And actually, the contract manufacturing we are preparing to do, the company, we signed a contract already with a producer. They are certified and authorized by the Bulgarian Food Agency to do this production. And also they got the quality certificates, the HACCP system, GMP, and from this point of view, there isn't any problem. Actually, we're going to make some samples and to give to the small farmer producers of poultry to like a free product, they to test the quality of the product and to see the final results.
Okay, Rosie.
Hey, tell me a bit more about the competitive landscape. Is your only competitive advantage that you're cheaper, or because that's what my impression was from the pitch?
This is one of the points that the product is cheaper because it's based 65% on the waste from other manufacturing cycle, because we are applying a circular economy business model. But the other point is that the silkworms, like insects, are not produced in a large scale in the whole European Union. We have worked with a Agro monitor in the UK headquarters, so they made a huge research regarding the silkworms in Europe. And in this point of view, the transport is cutting more than 60% of the final price, because at the moment, all the companies using this product, like for the feed sector or other kind of industries, they're imported the silkworms from China, and this is time and transport cost.
So you're just relying on the.
Sorry.
So you're just relying on the sourcing of the silkworms from Bulgaria. Am I correct?
Not exactly, because this project is transnational. We sign letters with the neighbor countries to import the products from Romania, Greece, Turkey, and Serbia, because this industry actually is very well developed in the Balkan region centuries ago.
Thank you, Velitka.
Okay, I agree with the protein additive from the insects. But probiotic is a very big claim for this product. It's obviously dried, so how do you prove that it's really probiotic? How do you assess your strains, the microbiome of these worms, and assurance that it meets all the criteria for probiotic, because there are a lot of them?
Yes, actually in our team, we're working with Professor Maria Baltagieva, which is the big name in the probiotic field in the whole world, not just in Bulgaria. So she created for this product specific active bacteria, which are lyophilized, treated in special conditions, and she tests the final product, mixing the protein powder with the active bacteria in her laboratory before to make samples and to test in real environment. And also the university in Stara Zagora make the clinical trials, and we work there with professors in the area who confirm the real results.
Desislava, time's up. We need to stop here. I am really happy you managed to connect and talk to you.
Me too, Lucas. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Desislava and her innovations into probiotics was the theme, the main topic of the Q&A in the last Q&A of the day. The jury will now have some time to deliberate and decide on the winners of the Bulgarian country final. It's also a perfect moment for me to introduce the voting procedure, ladies and gentlemen, for the Audience Award. You can now see the link and the QR code that you can use to access the site for voting. And mind you, you have only 5 minutes to vote. Please vote also during the keynote speech, as we will close the voting after only 5 minutes. So again, you have 5 minutes only to cast your vote. The startup that receives the biggest number of votes will be awarded with the audience prize of €2,000. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you, today's 8 finalists to choose from when casting your vote. Number 1 today was Atlas Agro Science, Innovations in Waste Management and Agriculture through Circular Economy. Number 2 was Zero Wave, manufacturing a biodegradable tableware. Number 3 was Biostopanstwo Lopianko, Zoo Biomics, an innovative probiotic for poultry based on organic wastes. And number 4, Suprema. Suprema is developing the future of food by serving delicious, realistic plant-based meat. Then we had Etheropolis, a production of refreshing drinks based on ethereal herbs. And then Agro, CAT, cross-technology solution for tracing and computing carbon-added tax. Gordos na Fermera, a social enterprise designing and deploying solar food dryers. And last but not least, Unmanned Systems Bulgaria, fully digitized, automated, unmanned traffic management system. It's time for our keynote speech. Today we are joined by Mark Bullard, Executive Managing Director of Nasecom. Nasecom produces premium, sustainable insect products for the feed and agriculture industry. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. And I really enjoyed the different presentation of the different competitors. So great to see so many good ideas, promising ideas, and so many synergies with our current project, potential ones. I can already foresee potential 3 or 4 collaboration with the different projects. So really a great competition.
3 or 4, that's quite a number. Sounds impressive. Mark, in the previous finals, we had some competitors who talked about insect flour and insect products as superfoods, trying to say that we should get rid of the association with insect. It's something yuck and disgusting, and turned it into a premium association. I loved the sentence. One of the key sentences in one of the presentation was that the startup wanted you to think about having some insects for breakfast as the first thing in the morning. That's quite a goal to achieve, isn't it, these days?
Yes,
given what
it is.
Think about
Yeah, especially in European or Occidental market. I was sharing with one of the competitors our experience in Asia, and of course they have the practice for a very long time. It's cultural there to eat insects. Is part of their daily ingredients, or sometime party ingredients. So we have to build a culture. Although for Nassecomo specifically, we target not the human for now, but more the animals.
Exactly, which makes the job slightly easier to persuade an animal to actually enjoy insects processed into superfood, right? Mark, tell us more
Yes.
about Nassecomo, your story. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me the floor and the opportunity to present today our project. I must thank also Desislava Dimitrova, because her project is very close to ours, although she's working on a different insects. We are evolve in the same space of insects for human and insects for feed. Our insect is it's different. We work with a fly. It's called the black soldier fly. And yeah, we are trying to address similar problems than the one that were mentioned earlier today. Of course, we are more and more humans on these planets, and also, I must say, all this humanity is living with more and more pets along them, and all these populations need more and more food, and especially quality protein. And for example, FAO forecast an increased need of about 100 million tons of protein more by 2050. And the challenge is, of course, that all our resources are already strained to produce our daily food. 80% of farm agricultural land are already farmed, and we are fishing wild fish to feed farm fish, and this is depleting this resource rapidly, so much so that if we keep on going like this, there won't be a fish left in our ocean pretty soon. So our solution is to farm an insect and to create a circular economy, as it was mentioned earlier, to feed the larvae of this insect with agricultural waste. Although we have to stick to EU regulation on feed ingredients, so it's actually quality ingredients and not household waste that we can process. Although maybe one collaboration that I can mention is the BioWave project with the spent grain plates. So the participant mentioned that the people want to use their plates because throwing them is not going to have so much impact on the planet. But what we could do is send us the plates, and then we will feed the plates to our insects and make ingredients back in the food chain. Why these insects? Because it really has tremendous biological powers. The larvae of these insects multiply their weight by more than 10,000 in less than 12 days. So it's really exponential growth. And of course, they do so by being very efficient in their capacity to process feed. And the second biological element that we use for our project is the reproductive capacity of the female of this insect, as every female has the capacity to lay about 900 eggs. So we need this reproduction to produce all the baby larvae that we then feed on the waste and produce our quality ingredients. So we also work with agro industries to seal contract for them to supply us with their organic waste. So we mentioned earlier today breweries. So we do speak to local breweries. Because we are a bit older than the participants, we also speak to breweries and players outside Bulgaria now. To source huge quantities of these kind of byproducts. We are talking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of tons of raw material to process per year. All these ingredients, we make a feed for insects by mixing them. And of course, insects being animals, they need a balanced feed to be efficient. And we feed the larvae with the mix, and after 20 days we harvest the insects and we process them into our end product line, being a protein meal, but also an insect butter, and the third product is a organic certified fertilizer. So that's the main process of our industry. So the value chain now of our industry, because it's a very young industry, Nasecomo needs to work on every aspect of the industry as it is now. So we work on genetics at the very beginning, and here we try to find the most efficient animals in our population, and we only allow basically the best animals to reproduce and transfer their genes to the next generation. It's a kind of accelerated natural selection. Then once we've chosen the best ones, we multiply them several times through their life cycle. And so, as I mentioned earlier, at every cycle, we multiply by 900 the number of individuals to reach the billion numbers of larvae that we need to rear, to produce and transform at the last stage into our end products. What are the markets? So we see our markets a little bit broadly than Desislava mentioned earlier. We're not focusing only on probiotics for now, but we address feed markets, animal feed markets. And as Desislava mentioned, we do have a EU authorization for aquafeed market. It's a pretty significant market with 119 billion turnover annually. But our current market is the premium pet food market, where we send our product to mostly the west part of Europe for clients that make feed for cats and dogs mostly. And it has a very good functionalities. For example, it's hypoallergenic, and it helps dogs and cats be healthy. We expect the market to grow from a current 50 million euro to around 50 billion euro in 2030. So expectations are really high and promising. The business model will evolve. Our industry, as I mentioned earlier, is very young. And so, as we speak, Nasecomo has to cover 100% of the industry. And so we develop our technology, process, factory, and teams to cover the entire scope, from sourcing the ingredients, making insect feed, growing the larvae, reproducing the population, making the products, and delivering the clients. And we've been on the market for the past year and a half, even though we are only 3 years old. But what we foresee is that the business model is going to evolve, and we want to evolve with the market, of course, from, and it was mentioned as keywords earlier, from insect as a product, so protein, meal, fat, to insect as a service. And we want to service the industry and franchise our rearing technology, genetics to third parties, companies who want to focus on the bioconversion of waste and the production of the end products. This will take time. The industry is growing really fast. The specialization will probably evolve also pretty quickly. But this is the transition we foresee for the next few years. To do so, we develop proprietary technology. I explained genetics. We patent our technology on all the different process we are working on. And for example, we are filing, as we speak, a patent on a fully automated industrial scale rearing technology. And this is the technology we want to franchise, for example, to bioconversion investors in the future. So I mentioned that we are 3 years old. We had a pretty significant growth. I forgot to mention that we developed the technology thanks to a grant from Climate Kick, who helped us. So we must thank them for allowing us to develop this technology and work with top quality Bulgarian engineers, which help us develop top of the notch technology of the future. And our next target, so currently we are building the first industrial size farm, not so far from Sofia. And what we want is to reach break even by the end of this year. So, of course, all this is possible thanks to the insects, but the other part, biological agent here are humans. Xavier and Aurelia are co-founders with me. They come from entrepreneur background, and they were really successful in outsourcing in business in Bulgaria. And I have a more scientific, and I come from biology and genetic background. And we have 25 people as we speak in our team, covering every aspect from, of course, biology, engineering, business development, and we are always on the lookout for the best talents, Bulgarian-based, of course, but also international talents. We have a multicultural team, and it really helps grow the spirit and the project. All this is, of course, we target financial results and profitability, but we also want to really have an impact. And we are trying to address these 4 UN challenges. Of course, we participate in better food and more availability of nutritious food around the world. We also, as I mentioned, trying to decrease the pressure on wild stockfish, so better life in our oceans. Our model is very much sustainable because we process waste and we transform it into animal feed ingredient, but also soil ingredients, fertilizer. The fertilizer, they grow crops. The crops, they become food. And the food, we also happen to waste 1/3 of the food that we produce. So it goes back into our farms to be again reprocessed. So it's a very circular economy we are setting up. And insects are very efficient. And so for every kilogram of insects that we produce, we consume 2,000 times less water than beef, for example, 200 times less land, 5 times less feed. And yes, for every ton of BSF we produce, it's 3 tons of wild fish that doesn't need to be fished, or it's less CO2 and methane emission from waste fermentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward for some questions, if you have any.
I surely do, Mark. To begin with, how does it feel to be one of the, say, 7 people on the planet who believe the world needs more insects?
Actually, no, it's not 7, and there is a really positive trend on the insects for humanity.
How big?
There are a lot of projects around the world, European projects, for example, about 20-25 very significant projects, and projects that have got nicely, significantly financed by funds around the world. We're talking several times 100 millions of euro investment. You have projects in America. Of course, Asia, I mentioned earlier, they have a significant history around insects and a much cooler, chill, let's say, relationship with insects. So the trend is amazing, and we see it when we trying to source talents. We have so many people coming to us and asking us if we have opportunities for them to join the project. And everybody who joined the team, of course, we have a very small team for now, but everybody gets really acquainted with the insects very quickly, and the feedbacks are very positive.
So what do you think will be the next steps as soon as the feed industry development for animals from insects, processed from insects, develops sufficiently the marketability of insects processed for the purposes of improving our diet? Is it going to be any easier for future marketeers?
Easy, it's never easy.
Easier.
If it was easier maybe. What we see, what I foresee, it's insects to become a raw material from which we're going to extract so many different molecules, very similarly to milk. And we're going to go through the same path as milk has over the centuries. We started, of course, by producing milk. Then we developed all kinds of cheese and butter, and then we extracted ever finer molecules, and we found functionalities, including medicinal functionalities and so on. For insects, I think we are really much on the path of the same trajectory. We already have R&D project on cosmetics, for example, packaging for the green industry of packaging. I want to produce acne treatments, for example, because the fat of our insect has a very nice antibacterial properties, but also it can very nicely, and so on. So many future opportunities that will be created by investment, R&D, and then along the chain marketing opportunities.
And Mark, how do you think, why were these opportunities, all the science that you're talking about now, were left largely unexplored for decades? Is it the emotional layer, the attitude we have? I mean, to what you've just said, obviously you don't need to kill the cow to get the milk, With insects, it's quite another story. So there are different dimensions of dealing with the product resulting from farming insects.
Yeah, but I think one of the main constraints that we are getting out of now is the technology to grow at scale. Insects are complex animals. They are very complex animals, and you need a lot of technology to grow them efficiently. And you need technologies that are available on the market that are not so old. We need robotics, we need artificial intelligence, we need this kind of monitoring system, IoT to really farm the insect efficiently, to make the business model economically viable. And so I think this explains a lot why the timing now is right and why it was not so much possible. Insects have been farmed at household scale, let's say, a small scale for centuries. Silkworm, for example. But the challenge of going to scale, we can address it just now and feed the markets of tomorrow thanks to insects.
That's a fascinating point you have just made, that humanity is practically only now ready to take the next step in those technologies.
Yeah.
What's your biggest next step now?
Now it's addressing the demand and addressing quickly because we are in the right time frame where the market has the expectation, and here I'm focusing on the animal feed market. But like every opportunity, too early is not good, but too late it's not good either. So we really need to scale in the next 2 or 3 years to address the demand. And the demand is high now for our product. Fortunately, we have sold our production for the next year. And we have sold the production for which we need to build our industrial tool and in the next few weeks or months. So we are very lucky on this side of things, but the time is now, and we cannot delay anymore our scaling and technological stack developments to address the market.
Mark, you're being obviously very modest, saying that you're very lucky. Obviously, every startup would like to say things like we are sold out for next year, pandemic or no pandemic. But let me just close with 2 quick questions. One is about the stat that you shared towards the end of the presentation. You showed all those interesting figures, how much less of what, the multipliers of how much less you need to create this much, a kilogram of insects. And the last item on your list was, if I remember correctly, it was 5 times less feed than growing a cow. That sounds counterintuitive, does it not? Can you elaborate on that a little? Only 5 times less.
Only 5 times less, but it's let's say it's the most positive value for cows. But our insects is really efficient. They are more efficient even than highly selected chicken, which have been genetically improved for 50 years. We start with a wild population, and already the wild population is more efficient than chicken. So the efficiency of our industry is really just at the beginning. And what I found fascinating, and it's pretty new to me, I'm not much older than everybody in the room on insects. I just have 3 years experience. I was in cow industry before. But what is fascinating with insect and our insects is the social aspect. We cannot imagine how social insects are. They of course, individuals have no count in the way insects population evolve, and the way the insects interact to increase their efficiency. It's tremendous. It's mind blowing, and we are just at the very beginning of understanding all this highly complex process. But once we've mastered this and get this understanding, we're going to increase even further our efficiency and, of course, our impact on the environment and on our industries.
It is fascinating indeed. Tell me, Mark, does your company, does Nasecomo have a blog page or something where you would be exploring these topics for, let's say, more lay audiences in the field?
Well, we have the main platform to share, of course. We have the.
You know, when people see let's say a mosquito on their forearm, I would assume thinking about how sociable the mosquito is would not be the first thought that comes to their mind, right?
Yes, yes, it's true.
Last but not least,
what is we have to open the minds of our minds on the insects, because we tend to focus on the 2 or 3 species that are problematic to us. So here you have the mosquito, you have the common flies, and maybe 1 or 2 more, and we forget completely the thousands of different species that actually contribute to our ecosystems. This biodiversity helps humanity, and actually, when I was listening to Desislava, you know, I have this. It's more like a mid-long-term project of creating an excellent center in Europe around insects for humanity. And Bulgaria, it's actually a hotspot for insects, because you have us with the black soldier fly. We have a very cultural and long-established insect industry with the silkworm, as it was mentioned before. And of course, you have the bee in Bulgaria, which is very significantly present with the top of the world honey production and also pollination. So the idea behind this excellent center is to build together all the insect industry together to come together and build a research center to share researchers, analytical tool, labs, and collaboration to grow the industry for Europe, for the rest of the world and humanity as a whole, and re-establish the position of insects and the interaction humans have with them.
Mark, I would agree with you that probably you mentioned bees and how important honey production is for Bulgaria. I would imagine that the only insect where people think in social terms about would actually be the bee, right? Now, last quick question, Mark. Thinking of all those young aspiring startups, you have obviously developed a very sophisticated startup, which is impressive on multiple levels. If you were to give like 2-3 sentences of advice to everyone you have watched today and everyone who is the audience at EIT Food on YouTube now, what would be your first words?
I'm not very good at advice. I'm not very wise, but I mean,
you might just be the most modest Bulgarian I have ever come across, which is an achievement in its own.
I'm not exactly Bulgarian, to be honest.
Okay.
I come from West.
The name sounds French.
Yeah, exactly. I'm French, half French, half English, but I'm Bulgarian.
You're based in Bulgaria, or you're an investor?
Yes, I'm based in Bulgaria, and I really enjoy it, and that's why I want to develop a very strong and promising project here. The country for business and entrepreneurship is close to ideal from my point of view. So big. That's my maybe my only advice, and a lot is possible. I didn't mention that without technology, we do have the option to process 100% of the organic waste that is produced by humanity. It's just a matter of proper organization, creativity, and investment. And so many of the projects that are presented today, I think they are great opportunities, brilliant ideas, and with the right will focus, I'm sure they will be very successful.
Mark, it's been a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for finding the time to tell us the story of Nasse Como.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Bollard from Nasse Como. I bet it must have been inspiring for all of our finalists and viewers to hear the story of a successful agri-food company based in Bulgaria. We hope that during the keynote speech, you also used this opportunity to cast your vote. Please remember, EIT Food is there to support you as an entrepreneur, regardless of the stage of your development as a startup. If you have an idea or are looking for Series B investment, EIT Food has support programs available to help you. Just go to eitfood.eu/entrepreneurship. Coming back to the Innovation Prizes competition, let me remind you that the first place winners from each of the 17 countries' local finals will be invited to the grand final in autumn, during which fame, €25,000 are at stake, not to mention great training opportunities and networking opportunities. While we prepare to announce the audience prize winner, while the jury is deciding or has already decided on who the winners are, please enjoy a quick highlights video from the previous editions of the Innovation Prizes competition.
The scale of the problems that we're facing in our food system are huge. So EIT Food has come about to change this.
Events like these show the incredible creativity that people have in the space of the food industry.
The startups play a fundamental role. They take the risk of bringing these new innovations to the market.
Okay, let's do it!
We designed this competition to find new disruptive ideas.
This is one of the best call for startup in the food category.
We have found here plenty of people that really want to change the world.
There's a lot of actors working together to find solution for our project, our startup.
I never seen this beautiness in project for food tech like this one.
You learn from them, you also get some training so that you develop business plans.
This competition is inspiring, but it's also challenging.
EIT Food is experience, inspiration.
Challenging, energizing, and fun.
The future of the food ecosystem
is about connection and evolution.
Best three things of this competition are youth, networking, and enthusiasm.
Atmosphere, mentors, and prize.
Quality of advisors, quality of the education, and quality of the food.
You will connect to other people with other entrepreneurs, and you will learn what's happening in the food ecosystem.
There are so many solutions waiting to be implemented that can actually make a big impact on how we see the food in the future.
We want to listen to young people to see which are the best business opportunity for innovation in the food market.
To help Europe build a food system that's better for people's health, better for the environment, and also more trusted and traceable.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results now. Without further ado, the winner of the Audience Award during the Bulgarian final is Atlas Agro Science. Hi there, Alexandra.
Hi! Did listen.
That's the kind of smile I was hoping for during the last final of the season. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything more to say? How does one win an audience award? Apart from the content and the quality of the presentation, is there a strategy involved, Alexandra?
Actually, well, it shows that there are really people who believe in our project. It's not only us, which is great news. So it's a great, Yeah. So it's an amazing, because actually the money might not be a lot, but they will make a big difference in our development right now. So I'm really thrilled in spending them.
Enjoy spending them then. Thank you very much. Stay tuned because we are about to announce the 3 top awards from today's final.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, all the waiting is over. Time for 3 main prizes: third prize, second prize, and of course, country final winner. Let's start with the third place. Ladies and gentlemen, the third prize goes to Zero Wave. Zero Wave, Blaška and Danimir. And now we go for the second prize. Ladies and gentlemen, the second prize goes to Unmanned Systems Bulgaria. Stefan. Now I can't hear you, Alexandra. I know you're happy. Yeah, unmute. Yes, great.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, every second word. So just slow down a little. Now, traditionally, Alexandra, that's where we have the red carpet moment, or the Oscars moment, if you prefer. Thank whomever you want to thank. Say whatever you please. The floor is yours.
Well, now I know how they feel when they get the Oscars, really. It's so many thoughts are going through my mind right now. But first of all, I want to thank the jury again for being the people who showed that they believe in our project, and they probably they are certain that there is potential there, as we are. My entire team who are watching right now. Without it's not a one-man show, it's a collective work, and I hope this, as I said, is a stepping stone for our future success, and I'm certain, 100% sure, that we'll be able to make the difference the world wants to see.
It's not a one-man show for sure. It might not even be a one-woman show. You never know. What are your next steps?
The plans are huge, honestly. Sometimes when I talk to people, they look at me like, are you crazy? But I say it too many times, and I'll say it now, that one of my most favorite quotes in the world is by Steve Jobs, who said that people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do it. Yeah.
Stanford, 2005.
Right now we are looking for expansion, and actually we have amazing feedback on the domestic market, and we are already thinking of expanding internationally. We have a plan for creating our own lab where we'll be offering one of a kind testing for individual testing for farmers who will be able to provide us samples of their land, and will be able to modify and present them with a cutting edge individualized product for their own needs. So a lot of things are going on, and we hope that we'll be able to make them a reality.
Well, it sounds like you've had quite a busy summer, Alexandra. I can't congratulate you enough. It's the first country final in Bulgaria, and you're the winner of the first historic, pioneering country final in Bulgaria. When I asked you about what your next steps are, I thought you would be saying, well, to start with, I want to win the European final.
Sorry, honestly, that was the correct answer, most probably. But I was so thrilled about the things we are going to do. And actually, what we also are grateful about, the opportunity being part of the program is that the networking, the exchange of ideas with different countries, different startups, it's a great opportunity. And actually, this is the most valuable thing for us. And yeah, hopefully winning the big prize.
Alexandra, Well, there are no accidents, I suppose. You have won 2 awards today, so everything there was to get, you just got it. Good luck with your projects, and once again, congratulations on winning the Bulgarian country final, the last final in the series of 17 country finals. Alexandra Velkova, Atlas Agro Science. Thank you.
Thank you as well. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure to have you with us. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned before, the first prize winner will participate in the grand final and will have a chance to compete with other first prize country final winners and compete for €25,000. What a day. It feels really, believe it or not, it feels really sentimental to be closing the 17th final this year, the last of the last. Well, what is left to say? Thank you to the jury, Milen, Rossi, Velichka. Thank you to Svetlana for coordinating all the hub work in the first country final for Bulgaria. I would like to also thank Paulina, Sylvia, Wojtek, Michał, our technical team on the Pro IDEA side, who coordinated and actually absorbed all the stress and all the rising adrenaline that was needed to complete 17 finals in less than a month. That was a huge effort. And also to Julia and Joseph for coordinating all the international aspects of making this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the very last country final. And the first prize winners from 17 countries will meet in October. That's probably the first time I have announced an approximate date, October, for the grand final, where they will be trained and coached and then compete for 3 main prizes, €10,000, €15,000, €25,000. To stay up to date about the dates of finals and what happens next, please follow the Innovation Prizes webpage on the eitfood.eu website. Thank you on behalf of the entire EIT Food team. It's been a great journey, and thank you for all the personal kindness that I have received from you across different channels. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to be part of this project. Stay safe. Bye.